Welcome to Around the Horn on FantasyAlarm.com. I'm your host, Ray Flowers. Been a while since I've done it around the horn. Feels kind of awkward, but kind of good at the same time. Got a new background, ready to rock in 2015 for FantasyAlarm.com. Let's just get right to it and start out with the first story of the day. Semien has a hot start for the Athletics. Looking good. He's going to open the season as a starter at shortstop. He also qualifies at third base, which is very nice for his positional flexibility, obviously. A little bit of power, a little bit of speed, 10 to 15 homers, 15 to 20 steals. Possible. Our concerns about his ability to hit big league pitching on a consistent basis. So I'll have to monitor him, but a very nice guy to keep an eye on in mixed leagues because of that flexibility. More of a reserve round option than anything else at the moment, though. Jesus Montero, only on the radar of those in AL-only leagues, but good news, finally, with Montero. The DH first baseman, he's no longer a catcher of the Mariners. You know, had all the problems last year. Gain weight, had the problem with the guy off the field with the ice cream sandwich and the whole deal. Apparently, he finally took things to heart. Trained hard in the offseason, is in much better shape now than he has been at any point in the recent past. Folks forget that just 3 years ago, Montero was looked at as a 3, 4, or 5 hitter for an upper division team. People thought 30 home runs and 100 RBIs could happen for this guy. I don't know if it'll ever happen for this guy, but he's in good frame of mind. He's improving and impressing the team with his performance. We'll see if he opens the year with the Mariners or goes to the minors, but he might be someone that we hear from in 2015. Yovani Gallardo, and there's a player profile him at Fantasy Alarm. You go to fantasyalarm.com/profiles. He had a rough start in his first outing with the Rangers. I know a lot of people are going to turn away from Gardo this year, and I get it. You know, he's going to the American League. He's going to Texas, not a good place to pitch. His strikeouts are down, but as the player profile points out, there are still uses for Gardo. No longer the big strikeout guy, and that hurts his fantasy outlook. But he gets a lot of grounders, a ton of grounders the last 2 years. He's really evolving as a pitcher. That may not be a great thing for his fantasy outlook. Avisail Garcia of the White Sox. He's healthy. He's going to get a chance to play for the White Sox this season. FantasyAlarm.com/profiles. There's a write-up on him. I look at Garcia and I think 15 to 20 home runs is possible. I think 10 to 15 homers is possible. He's a big guy, but he did lose some weight to get into better shape. He could meet or surpass those numbers I just mentioned, though I always try to be a little bit reluctant to throw out huge numbers and say the guy's going 20-20 or something like that. The bottom line is Garcia is a big talent. He's going to get an opportunity to play every day. If healthy, double-digit homer and steal totals, almost a lock, with a lot more than that on the upside. Andre Ethier used to have some upside, doesn't anymore. He's got a 3-year, $56 million price tag left on the remainder of his contract. The Dodgers obviously don't need him. They've got Crawford, Pederson, and Puig in the outfield. Paying all that money to a backup is a ton. So the Dodgers, you know, are willing apparently to eat about half that salary to trade Ethier, who does want to go someplace and get a chance to play. A solid bat. He could help someone in the outfield. There certainly aren't 89 better outfielders that are starting in Major League Baseball. But with that contract, very interesting to see, even if someone takes half of it. 3 years, $28 million. Still a lot of money to play for a guy that's really a 15-20 homer bat with 25 doubles and hitting 280. So we'll see what happens with Andre Ethier. Keep an eye on him. He's a league-specific option at the very least. And then finally, Billy Hamilton. Yeah, he hit a home run yesterday. Let's get excited. Woo! No, Billy Hamilton can't hit. I wrote an article about him in the Fantasy Alarm Draft Guide, fantasyalarm.com/winning if you want to pick up a copy of that. The fact is, Hamilton isn't a good hitter. He doesn't walk. His batting average was .250. His on-base percentage was under .300. Huge concerns with him. But the biggest concern might be his batting style. Now, I know the Reds are working with him to try to change that, try to improve that this offseason, but the fact is the guy hits too many balls in the air. He doesn't need to be trying to hit home runs. He needs to be hitting line drives and ground balls. His ground ball to fly ball ratio last season was 1.1. That's just barely above the big league average. That number, given his skill set, should be 2 to 1. Yeah, I'm literally saying he's half of where he needs to be. When he hit the ball in the air last season, and that happened 148 times, Billy Hamilton hit 108. 108. Hit the ball on the ground, Billy Hamilton, and run. Unless you do that, you're never going to have success as a batter at the major league level. Ray Flowers, Around the Horn, FantasyAlarm.com. Thanks for joining me. Talk to y'all again soon.